boy.
What? They should just get out of the server. It's that simple.
Oh boy. So, GJ
At least
wants to
probably
start
no.
more fucking fights that she can't fucking finish. So,
Hey, do I see a
guess what?
loser? Yeah.
So, this is what happened. DJ, if you remember Haley, DJ refused to ignore Haley. And guess what? She blocked me and is now trying to put the blame on me, saying it's my fault. When really, DJ just can't fucking ignore people when shit goes on. Because I told DJ constantly, just ignore her. That's what she wants from you, is a reaction. And I was nothing but nice to DJ. But guess what? She blocked me and is trying to blame me, saying it's my problem and it's my fault. When the fuck is it my fault that you couldn't ignore somebody when I told you? It's that simple. Just ignore her and everything would have been peachy. But no, your dumbass decided to go fucking start more problems, and you two literally kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with each other. And it's just sad because, and no, the sad part is, I was nothing but nice to DJ. I had no problems. And then I get suddenly pinged in the general chat saying to leave when all I was doing was working on a Discord server. So I was minding my business, doing nothing to anybody before this shit happened. And I got pinged being told to leave and being blamed for something that isn't my fault. Yeah. Well, I mainly removed a lot of people because of personal reasons and also reasons of my own that I didn't want to go into because I had my reason why I removed everybody. I just didn't want to be involved with a lot of people. Slimming down my friend group and, just cutting ties. Well, really the reason DJ got blamed because, DJ, let's be honest, no one really asked you for your opinion, but the reason why I blamed Alistair is because of, there are times where dude bullied me and I didn't want any part in that, and also, let's just be honest, I didn't want to be around what he does. No offense to him, dude's chill, but I'm just tired. I'm just no here. It's a stream. It was a stream. It's a stream. For first off, first correction, that's a stream. Second, how would you know how I was feeling in that time? I only really called out Alistair because of the factor that I didn't want to be around him anymore. Pretty much of trying to better myself, and also, no offense to him, but I don't want to be around the racism and the bullying 24/7. I didn't want to be around that shit. Nobody is asking for your opinion, DJ. And no, that's not the problem, because I told you to stop, and that wasn't mainly it. It was mostly the previous bullying of other things. I have my own things that I don't want to go into at the moment because we would be here for hours going into every little thing. But the reason why I'm pissed off with DJ and she is not handling like a grown ass adult because she blocked me because of literally what I said. She could not. You don't want drama. Really? Is that what you said? That's what you say. That's what you say. Quote, I don't want drama. But yet you here are the dumbass who couldn't ignore somebody when I was nothing but nice to you. When I told you strictly to your face, ignore her. I told you. I told you. I told you. Oh no 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 no! That's the thing. You're talking about now. You're talking about now. Now. When do you when are you talking about before? Before this, I was nice to you up until you blocked me because you couldn't ignore her. When I told you, ignore her. Well, let's just be fair. Let's just be fair here. I was nothing but nice to DJ until she decided to block me because she couldn't ignore Haley. I was nothing but nice to her, and that's all I'm gonna say. I was peaceful and nice to her. Just tell her, ignore Haley, and you'll be fine. But guess what? She had to make a problem with it. She had a problem with it. She had a problem with it. And I didn't say that. Do you have proof of that I said it? Do you have proof? Do you have proof that I said it? You started drama by blocking me because you couldn't ignore Haley. When you couldn't ignore, so you blocked me and then you tell me to leave. You didn't leave the conflict. There is multiple screenshots, and there is still the chat logs where you made a lot of the aggressor posts that started the conflict. Do I need to go into my server? Do I need to go into the server? No, no, no. Do I need to go into my server right now and find? Because I have screenshots. Because random, shut the fuck up, respectfully, respectfully. Because this is between no, because this is the funny part. This was between me and DJ, and then fucking Alistair got involved, and then Alistair got Kingdom involved, and then you got these two oddballs in here. And the funny part is, no, and the funny part is, I was, and the funny part is, no, and the funny part is, you wanted, and I'm gonna be honest, you did not come to me as a grown-ass adult. You blocked me, and then you went and blamed me, and then you went and blamed me for your stupidity and your fuck up. You could have just ignored her, but no, you had to cause issues, and then you had to block me and then blame me. Now you're trying to avoid the fucking topic. Classic DJ. Classic DJ. Classic DJ. Classic. Classic. Classic DJ. It's classic DJ pushing me away and then putting the blame on people. I'm gonna be honest. It would be best if Kingdom got removed from the VC, but and guess what? It all could have been avoided if you would have just came to me and talked to me like a person and not just pinging me and telling me to leave. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because all you told me, nope, nope, because I can quote, you told me to leave. You didn't come to me as a grown ass adult. You just told me to leave. No, because I told her to ignore Haley. But no, she wouldn't block me. No, random. Okay, I'm muting. Hey, I'm muting random from this because literally, because he's not even involved with this shit. Literally, even I'm gonna be honest. Everybody who isn't me or DJ isn't really involved, and this all stemmed because a few days ago I got in contact with DJ, right? And I had Haley at it, and I had him made a server, and they were both in there. This whole shit started 3 to 2 days ago. And I told both parties, respectfully, stop talking to one another and ignore each other. No, and that's the funny part. And that's the funny part. And you're gonna talk about that group chat. Yeah, and the funny part is, that wasn't for this situation. So you can't, so that, and that's the funny part. That wasn't for the situation. Because it started today. No, okay, because the funny part is, it didn't start in this server. It started in my server. And then it stemmed from there. Oh, I have screenshots from my. I can go. I can literally screen share my shit because let me go grab screenshots from my server because I didn't delete any of the chat logs because in case he also decided to get herself involved and it started issues yesterday. Regardless, regardless, you told Casey and then she started a problem which led into you getting involved. So let's go in here, shall we? My server. This is where you can literally see I was having a fucking thing, an issue, because I didn't want any of this going down. So I timed out Casey because she kept going on, which she also left. So apparently her messages got deleted for whatever reason. Well, thank you, fucking Discord. But yeah, it fucking Discord deleted messages because of people leaving. Yeah, and I told you. And what did I tell you? What did I tell you? No, no, no. Yeah, because I tried to keep the peace between the both of you, and you could see, and you could see that this is where you started this, and then it became a whole fucking problem. You were the one and then you were the one who put the first chat in here, and it started a whole issue, and then led into Casey getting involved, and then okay, so this is where the first thing, because I told both of you to stop talking to the server, and then you said this right after I said that, and it started a whole problem. So 10 hours is a massive exaggeration, but it's just fucking said. Oh yeah, and also big houses also. Yeah, because you blocked me because you couldn't ignore her. That's the funny part. You blocked me because you couldn't ignore her. And the funny part is, you don't have any confirmation that was me or not. I told you. I don't remember saying that. And guess what? So guess what? And guess what? You were the one who blocked me because you refused to ignore her. Because you refused to because you because no, because you refused to fucking ignore her. That's why you blocked me. Piece my fucking ass. Yeah, and I was trying to be nice about it, saying, and you could see I wasn't lying when I was saying I was trying to be nice to both sides because you could see that this is where issues were arising, and I was, yeah, and that's what I was saying. Yeah, because so, and the funny part was, originally the first few days of this going on, I was trying to be nice about this and telling them to please ignore each other and please stop talking about each other because you can see they're going at each other. No, and the part that pissed me off, no, the part that pissed me off more is you blamed me saying this was my fault because you two were going at it. You were the you were the two that fought each other when I tried to respectfully say, "Please stop." See, so so just please keep all arguments out of the server. No drama because when I get the bots done, rules are made. Because when you pinged me to leave, I was working on this server. I was minding my business when you pinged me. And guess what? I was polite to you when that shit happened the first time. And the funny part was, you didn't even tell me anything. You just straight up blocked me. And this is where I also said, and this is where I also said here, and this is where this is where other shit was happening today, right? This was today. I said, not in my server, please. And you said, bro. And I said, not in my server, please. Please respect my decision. And that was earlier today. And that was earlier today. Kingdom, you see, that was earlier today. Today of today. today. And that was going on in my server. And that was going on in my server today. So X, X and person. Well, that's the funny part because it's an X versus DJ when you know how X's are, especially the obsessed one. And no, and the funny part is that's what it is. It was an obsessed X with a person, with another person. You said when I was flirting, and I was not flirting with him. And no, the funny part is, no, I wasn't. And 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 the funny part is, and the funny part is that you were starting problems with my server this morning, and then nope. And the funny part is she's deafening me because she knows I'm fucking right. She knows I'm right, so she's deafening me. She knows I'm right. She knows I'm right. That's why she's trying to avoid it. That's why she's trying to avoid it. Literally. Yep. And then yep. And then and then and the part yeah, that's what pissed me off. No, no, and here's the thing. I was polite to her, trying to tell her keep this out of my server, please, being respectful. And no, and the funny part was the situation was done and dealt with after 152. Situation is done and dealt with, and then she left, blocked me, and then I didn't know she blocked me. I just saw she removed me, and I didn't know she blocked me. And then guess what? And I was working in my server, and then I got pinged, literally told to leave, and I was confused. And then you blamed me, and then you said it was my fault, not hers, mine. And that's what started all this. Because you blamed me and I want an answer. How is it my fault when it's yours because you couldn't ignore her when I was telling you to please be civil of each other and ignore each other? And that's the sad, and that's the part. And that's all and that's the entirety. Literally. I was trying to be polite with no. I'm not going to text it because I'm saying it. I'm not texting it. I already said what happened. I was being polite to both sides for the past 3 days, and then DJ fucking removed me, left my server, blocked me, and then pegging me in here today, told me to leave after she and Kaylee kept having problems and could not ignore her. No, because I want DJ to answer my question, and then I will leave. How is it my fault? How is it my fault when I have been nothing but nice to you and I have tried to get you to both ignore each other? And then you blame me saying it's my fault. And then and funny part is, you didn't have to be in my server. But you decided, and then you blocked me, and you blocked me. And no, and then you block me, and then you blame me. So tell me, so tell me, so tell me, so tell me, how is it my fault? No, no, I don't care that she blocked me. I don't care to block. I don't care that she blocked me. I want to know how is it my fault because she blamed me. No, no, no. Because I want to know. Because I want to know. How is it my fault when it wasn't my fault to begin with? It was her fault and Haley's fault because they both couldn't ignore each other. That's what I want to know. And your answer is how? Who cares? But you blame me when it wasn't my fault. But you and the whole part that started this was you blamed me. That's why I. It's both yours and Haley's fault. It's both of your faults. Yours and Haley's. So I'm not blaming you. and you blame me when it wasn't anywhere near my fault. It was yours and Haley's because y'all both couldn't shut the fuck up and ignore each other when it's that easy. Haley at least ignored you for the most part, but you, yes, she did. No, she didn't. She didn't demote you. I did. I was the one because she didn't have the perms because you had the same role. So she couldn't do that. I did that. And you just assumed it was her and you started a whole argument with her because you said she demoted you when she didn't have the perms to do so. Because you didn't ask me to clarify. So I didn't say anything. Why the fuck should I say anything? But you are the one who's assumed shit. You are the one, and I'm, and this funny part. And the part is, she assumed, and she assumed because she no, and the part is she assumed because her and Haley didn't like each other to begin with, so she assumed it was her. It shouldn't, and I demoted her, and it should have been obvious because it should have been obvious. It should have been obvious because of the factor that if you have the same perms and the same role, you can't demote somebody if you have the same role. It's not physically possible. It's been a thing. It's been like that. It's Discord. Now, how am I supposed to know she doesn't know how Discord works when she's apparently been on Discord for years? That's a Discord thing. Okay, she wasn't even a staff member. She wasn't even a staff member because I demoted her as a mod because she begged me to be a mod. No, because she begged me. No, she wasn't honest. She wasn't. Then the part is, she wasn't a staff member. She just begged me if she could be a co-owner, and I said, I'm not going to deal with that. I demoted her because she was begging to be co-owner when I was at least lenient enough to give her moderator, and she was begging me to be co-owner, which I can go find that in my server because it is in the chats where she asked me, can she be co-owner? And I believe, if I remember correctly, Haley screenshotted it as well and sent it to me. So that's why I demoted her. And then she assumed it was Haley who demoted her when you can't demote people if you have the same role. But the point, regardless, is that she blamed me, and it wasn't my fault. If she would have ignored Haley to begin with, none of this would have fucking happened. If she would have just ignored her. And the funny no, and the funny part is, I gave her a new role, and I gave her a new role, and she had the perms go read the audit logs, and if she would have read the audit logs, she would have seen that I was the one who demoted her, and that's not my problem. I gave her the perms of the moderator on a custom role, so she could have read the audit logs. So that is not my fault. Well, it kind of been obvious, and I'm going to be honest, and I'm not trying to fight or debate you on this, but it should have been genuinely obvious because it's a Discord term. I'm just annoyed. I'm practically I'm practically just annoyed because I got blamed for something that wasn't even my fault to begin with. And I'm not hurt. And I'm not hurt. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. I'm not hurt. I'm just annoyed that I got blamed when I was nothing but nice to her. I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt. I'm just annoyed. And I want an answer. And her answer and you're saying I'm making a big deal of it. Look at her, literally begging me to leave her fucking server when I was and she pinged me when and I know I'm not I know I'm in the fault and I'm not saying I'm not. I never once I never once said I wasn't at fault here. Never once I say I wasn't. But she's putting all of it on me and saying that she isn't at fault. Practically by her words. She's not taking any accountability for it. And she's putting it all on me. I know I'm at fault here. But she is also at fault, and she's not putting it any on herself. She's trying to put it all on me, saying it's my fault. And I want to know, how is it my fault? When you also were at fault. She could have just ignored Haley and none of it would have happened. But no, she kept persevering. So I know what happened in the server is my fault, and I do take accountability for that. I admit to that. But the same thing is that she refused to take accountability for her actions. And then Alistair had to get you in here because she still refused to take accountability even after you joined. And she continued to try to put it on me. And I want her, and I wanted her to take accountability for her actions because her actions have consequences. I wanted her to admit that she was wrong. But I know she's not going to do that because she's too full of herself to even admit she's wrong. And I'm not saying that I'm not in the wrong. And you can tell me right here, I'm not in the wrong, and I know I'm not. And I'm not going to say I am because I'm not going to try to justify it. I fucked up with this situation because I could have handled this a lot better. And I admit to that. But it just fucking irritates me that she puts it all on me and takes no accountability for her actions. And like, and if I have, and I already admit that I admit I'm in the wrong. But if I have screenshot proof and seeing her admit that she is wrong to my face, to my eyes and ears, see and hear that she admits she's wrong, I will leave. Because that's all I want is her to admit that she is wrong. Because I am not the one completely in the wrong here. I admit I'm in the wrong. And you, Alistair, whoever the fuck this motherfucker is, and random are all witnesses that I admit I'm wrong. And I will admit to that. And I will take accountability where accountability is due. But she needs to fess up as well. As not just me, her as well. Because she is half of the problem as I am. Now, I want to continue this, but I can't. I have therapy. And I actually have a fucking life to live. But all I wanted her to do was take accountability for her actions. But no, she blocked me and refused to come to me. Oh well. But the point is, she refused to take accountability, and that's why I'm still here. Until she admits accountability, and I have evidence of her admitting she's wrong, I'm not going to stop until she admits. And I admit it's a pretty fucking scummy thing of me to do. And I admit that. But I want her to admit that she's half of the problem as well. Not just me, her as well. Yep, yep, I'll move on. I'll be happy dilly if she just admits her fault. I don't want her to admit every bit of fault that she has had in this argument because most of her fault stem from. And I'm willing. And I'm willing. I was wrong. I should have handled the situation this better, and I should have just removed one or the both. No, I'm willing to take 50-50 because I'll admit I fucked up in the server and I kept agging it on, and I could have just told Haley or told DJ the entirety of the truth. I could have told one of the both, but I didn't because I wanted to keep the peace and I didn't want to say anything because I wanted to keep the peace between both sides, but I didn't say anything. I just tried to be peaceful, both sides. And then when all that shit said and done, came into the server, told me to leave, and I fought against it because I want her to admit that she was also wrong. So I take account where my parts are due. I could have handled this entire situation better, but it just pisses me off that she refuses to take any account for her actions. And that's why I'm still here. And that's why I'm not leaving until she takes accountability. I will not leave until she takes account. Because that's all I ask is for her to take accountability for her actions once in her fucking life. Because actions have consequences. And this is the consequences of her actions for not taking accountability for her actions. Yep, and I admit, again, I could have handled this better. But this is the consequences of her actions because she couldn't handle it. And like I said, random numbnut, take accountability. Say what you were wrong for. I already said what I was wrong for. Could have handled the situation a lot better, and I I admit to that. I was wrong to do what I did, but I just want her to take accountability for her actions as she is part of the problem. I know I'm half of the problem. I already did. I want you to I just want you to. That's all I want. That's all I wanted was you to admit that you were wrong. That's all I wanted was you to just admit. All I will say is if I hear a one word about me said in this server, we will have problems. That- I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's all I'm gonna say. I muted her. I muted her. I muted her. I muted her. But I'm just saying. If I hear one more word about me said, I will have problems. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Not a word. I'm just saying. I'll leave, but no. I know. I know. I know. But I'm just saying. If I hear a word about me said, we will have problems. Now I'm leaving. Now I'm leaving. One word of me here, and there will be problems. Anyways.